Hey guys, this is Jay coming to you from my home office here in New Jersey. And I would like to share with you in a little bit more detail exactly what's included in the Black Book. So I'm going to take you on a personal guided tour through the Black Book. Basically, I'm going to show you how to unlock your inner entrepreneur. There's 5 critical steps you have to take. From there, you'll learn how to create true, lasting, sustainable success for yourself and for your family. So if this is a passion of yours, or if this is something you've always wanted, or something that you've wondered, is it real? Is it possible? This book serves as a blueprint. And it's a blueprint of not only how I was able to do it myself, personally, but it's based off the methodology I've been teaching people for years. In fact, there are thousands of people around the world in the pro community right now who are employing these principles. So, let's get started. The first step is defining your X factor. Now, this might sound a little bit crazy, but whether you believe it or not, you already possess 99% of what you require to become a successful entrepreneur. In fact, I'm going to prove to you in this book that by the age of 16, you have the basic communication and social skill sets required. The final 1% is our obsession. Okay? It's our obsession to help you solve that final piece of the puzzle. Most people think they are 1% of the way there, or 5 or 10% of the way there. I'm telling you, you're 99% of the way there. There's 1% that's missing. Now, I didn't say it was going to be easy. With these 5 steps, I'm going to show you how to solve that final piece of the puzzle. I'm going to show you, for example, in this book here, I believe it's in chapter 2, as an employee, you're, according to research, paid between 20 and 40% of what you're actually worth. Why? Well, your boss at the company you work for, or your employer, has to make a profit, correct? So you're essentially being paid a fraction of what you're worth. Now on top of that, think about the percentage of time that you're working your job where you're actually productive, where you're actually making your employer or your boss money, income producing activities. What percentage? Again, according to research, 20 to 30% of the time. Now do the math here. If you're only productive 20 to 30% of the time, and you're only being paid 20 to 40% of what you're worth, how reasonable is it then if you were able to be working for yourself and productive, say, 50% of the time? I mean, isn't it reasonable to believe that you could, at a minimum, double what you're currently making? And then on top of that, you'd be paying business taxes instead of personal taxes, so there's even more savings there. So I use very simple examples like this. And I use real-life examples that prove that this is not out of reach, like most people will have you think. You don't require a 10-year college education. You don't require an MBA. You don't require any formal education on this. In fact, this first step of defining your X factor, and this first step of creating your personal USP, who you are, and why should anyone care, this is something that, whether you ever become an entrepreneur or not, you can use this to become a better employee as well. Okay, if you want to climb the corporate ladder, if that's the choice that you're making in life, which is a very noble one, you can use this to help accelerate that process as well. The other thing I talk about in step 1 is having a mentor, someone to be your coach and be your guide. You really want someone who's going to be a sounding board and somebody who you can vet your ideas and your plans against. And by having a mentor who can be there to give you some of the key points at critical moments, you can save yourself a tremendous amount of time and wasted energy and resources by making mistakes that are really unnecessary. The second step, once you've identified your X factor, is how to exploit it, essentially. And you exploit it through what's called advertising. Okay, I'm going to show you how to identify your X factor and then how to exploit it. The third is getting paid. Okay? This is also called sales. Sales are what make the world go around. You could have the best product, the best, strongest USP, the most incredible service, and you could have the best marketing and advertising, and people coming to the front of your store and coming through your store and coming through the turnstile and just lining up down the street. But if they're not buying anything, if they're not ringing that cash register, what good does it make? So step 3 is asking for the check and being able to actually collect the money for the product or service that you're delivering. Now, step 4 is then servicing that product or service. Almost as critical as making the sale is taking care of that sale. This is one of the most overlooked aspects of any business. People don't realize that it's a lot easier to keep a customer and to service a customer, and it's a lot more profitable than it is to go out and find a new customer. And then finally, step 5 will show you how to create a financial foundation. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money you make. What really matters is how much money you keep, okay? Your net profits. So those are the 5 core steps. Then what I do is I go into great detail in the next chapter, showing you innovative ways online to start a virtual business with virtually no startup capital and employ these 5 strategies. And then finally in part 4, what we'll show you here is how the pro community and the pro elite marketing system and platform can actually help you with each of these 5 steps if you choose. Now, whether or not you choose to do this on your own, you choose to join our community of empowered entrepreneurs, you choose to take no action at all. The choice is entirely yours. But how good would it feel to know that you have all the information and that you can make an intelligent decision based on the facts? That you can make an intelligent decision based on drawing your own conclusions. No hard pitch, no hard sell. So read through the next page and download the BlackBOOK. And I highly recommend that you take it to Kinko's or to Staples and have it printed out like I did here and get it spiral bound. You can make notes, you can put stickies in it, and it's much easier, and you get a lot more value. You'll be able to extract a lot more value from it in printed fashion. You can make notes on the back side of the pages. We left them blank for that purpose. And I certainly hope and trust that you'll enjoy it, and I'd love to hear your feedback. And more importantly, I'm looking forward to even more of your success stories. Thank you, God bless, have a great day.